are we meeting Stephen?
Well, he's going to be at the courthouse in about half an hour.
What took you so long? We have a meeting with the judge, don't we?
Yes. Well, Matthew started crying when I left him with Dad, so I just hung around a while until he calmed down. You know, he's never done that before.
Yeah, maybe he's cutting another molar.
Yeah, well, I doubt it.
Well, how cranky he was at breakfast.
Well, why wouldn't he be when he finds a strange baby taking up all his mother's attention and time? Babies sense things long before they fully understand them, you know.
How can you explain Kelly to a little boy that's not much more than a baby himself?
I don't know. Yeah, I suppose you don't. Connie, we're going to have to be very, very sure that we're doing the right thing. What is it?
That's very odd.
What?
Allison gave my maiden name as Mackenzie instead of Swain.
I didn't even notice that. Probably just a slip.
No, Elliot. She's still fighting back.
You know, it was Allison's original idea to give her baby up for adoption, you know. Yes, it's right here in the letter.
Several days after giving birth, Miss Mackenzie changed her mind and decided she wanted to keep her baby. Since she was legally within her rights.
You know, what gets me is how they could let her walk out like that without questioning her about her emotional stability or how she was going to support her baby.
They may have gone into all that with her, and she may not have listened.
At least they could have done is kept some sort of track of her.
I'm sure they did the best they could. Well, I'm glad Allison changed her mind about the baby. At least she cared about her that much. Who knows, maybe she thought that someday... Well, we'd better go.
Connie, don't you think we could put this thing off for a few days? I could call up the judge's office and I could postpone it and just give us a little more time. It just seems to me that we're rushing into this thing a little too fast.
I don't understand. We've seen the birth certificate and it's in order. What else is there?
Just time to consider everything.
What do you mean by everything? Matthew?
No, I'm thinking about Kelly also. Now, transferring a human being is not just a simple affair. It's very complicated. Once we sign those papers, you know, we accept the responsibility.
Of our own flesh and blood. The daughter of our own daughter, Allison. Another thing. I think it's time that Kelly stopped having to wear Matthew's cast-offs. After the hearing, we'll go over and get her some clothes of her own. Right?
No sign of them yet?
Not yet. You want me to straighten up the spices?
You're looking for mate work, huh?
Well, is there something else you'd like me to do?
Yes, you can hold Matthew for a while. I'm getting a crick in my knee.
Oh.
There.
You want me to put him in the playpen?
No, I'd have done it myself if I'd wanted that. There.
Matthew cried this morning, too, when I tried to hold him.
Well, don't take it personal. He's had a busy day. Too much for a young fella. Oh, say, get him a couple of those cookies there by the Cracker Barrel and put him on the floor and let him eat them. I think that'll be as tolerable to him as anything.
I don't think he liked being left alone today.
Yeah, he felt a little pushed out.
I thought about Kelly last night.
Yeah, but you didn't think about Matthew getting used to Kelly.
Well, not until now.
A lot of things you didn't think about. Not that they won't all adjust in time.
Of course they will. By the time they're sandbox age, they'll think of each other as brother and sister.
Until somebody tells them otherwise. One of these days, your Kelly is going to have to learn just what her relationship is to the rest of the family.
Please stop calling her my Kelly.
My son could sign papers till the cows come home. But as long as you're here, there's going to be a cord tying you to Kelly and Kelly to you. You'll see that there is.
There's the new family.
Not your style.
I beg your pardon.
The dress. I never have cared for it on you. Which is exactly why you wore it.
I didn't give it a thought. Stephen, I want to see the birth certificate.
Well, you had to go over to the courthouse to get it. Elliot left it with the judge. But I imagine it would be available to all interested parties. And you are an interested party. Oh, I can't bear to watch you suffer. It says father unknown. The birth certificate.
Rod told me.
So he came right to you with the happy news, huh?
He didn't come right to me. I was waiting for him.
Well, why didn't you join us? If we're going to act adult and civilized.
Since when? Oh, Steve, now, let's not pretend this is a friendly divorce. It's far from it. The day I marry Rodney, you'll still be trying to make trouble between us.
Oh? Have you set the date?
We will?
Well, what'd you come here for, Betty? It's not the birth certificate. You know what that said? What do you want? My assurance that Allison's baby won't foul up your great romance? Well, I can't give it to you. That's strictly up to Rodney and the Carsons.
Stephen, what happened at the courthouse? Did the Carsons sign any papers?
It was more of a preliminary meeting.
Well, they must have discussed their plans. I suppose Connie and Elliot will want permanent custody of the baby.
You hope. You'd even agree to Rodney paying child support if the figure were low enough, so long as he didn't have to take the baby.
Do you think he will?
Oh, I told Rod. I warned him you wouldn't put up with it. I know you, Betty. Better than you know yourself.
You only think you do.
Would you marry Rodney, knowing you'd be saddled with his and Allison's love child? That could happen, you know. If you were broad-minded enough to agree to that arrangement, the court might decide that was best for the child. But then on the other hand, you could make him choose you over his daughter. And if you do, he may marry you, but he'll never forgive you.
You've thought this all out very perfectly, haven't you, Stephen?
Scared?
No, just angry and disgusted. If it meant ruining this child's future to get what you wanted, you'd do it.
And so would you. And you wouldn't lose 5 minutes sleep over it. Now, let's be honest with each other, my love. You want Rodney, and you want him all to yourself, with all the Peyton money, but without an infant product of his romance with Allison. And to get that, you have the stomach to do whatever it takes.
Speak for yourself.
And I want you back. Isn't that obvious?
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
You lied to me about everything. You're going to level with me now, you understand? 100%, you're going to tell me everything. Who you're running from and why, and what it has to do with Jill Smith.
You used me. You saw a way to break up what Rod had going with your wife, and you used me. That's the only reason you talked to me, isn't it?
I said I'd make a home for Kelly. But there's only one thing I can't do, not ever. I can't love her.